Liverpool transfer news and threats. Faderico Chiesa'S fate sealed. Welcome to LFC Transfer Daily News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Faderico Chiesa'S fate sealed after latest Liverpool transfer progress. The Reds are currently 5 points clear of Manchester City at the top of the Premier League and also boast a 100% record in the UEFA Champions League. Players such as Ibrahima Konate, Ryan Gravenberch and Luis Diaz have thrived since Arne Slot's arrival at Anfield. This season hasn't been a success story for the entirety of Liverpool's squad, however, and Slot's only summer addition is one of the players who has really struggled. Faderico Chiesa'S joined Liverpool at the end of August and has struggled since swapping Turin for Merseyside. Chiesa'S struggles at Liverpool. Since his arrival, Chiesa'S has only played a total of 78 minutes and has been repeatedly unavailable due to a lack of fitness or injury. The 27-year-old didn't have a proper preseason, and this was initially the reasoning for his lack of fitness, but the Italian hasn't featured in a Liverpool squad since he was on the bench for the Reds' Premier League game against Wolves on the 28th of September. Updates from Slot seem to suggest that the forward's return isn't imminent, although he was spotted in training in the club's most recent episode of Inside Training on YouTube. For many fans, Chiesa'S season is shaping up scarily similarly to Arthur Melo's season-long stint at Anfield, during which he only played 13 minutes for the first team. Many thought that the worst of Chiesa'S injury issues were behind him after he managed 37 games in all competitions for Juventus last season, but this doesn't appear to be the case. Has Chiesa'S future at Liverpool already been settled? Rumors are swirling that the winger could be on his way back to Italy as soon as January, with Inter Milan reportedly the side most interested in his signature. It's unclear whether Liverpool would sanction a deal for Chiesa'S so soon after signing him and whether a move would be a loan or a permanent deal, but the Italian's future is far from certain at Anfield. Recent reports have heavily linked Liverpool with a move for Lyons' Ryan Cherki, who plays in a similar position to Chiesa'S and would likely overtake him in the pecking order. Cherki is younger than Chiesa'S too and boasts a much cleaner injury record, meaning a move for Cherki could definitely spell the end of Chiesa'S time at Anfield. Southampton are biggest threat to Liverpool so far. The last time top played bottom in the Premier League came in April 2023, when Southampton themselves cost Arsenal the league title with a 3-3 draw. That game came at a pivotal part of the season, whilst Liverpool currently have the grace to be facing a bottom-placed team in an in-between stage of the season just off an international break. Southampton have only recorded a league-worst 7 goals so far this season whilst conceding a league-fourth 21. Liverpool's form is well established. They top the table, having netted 21 times whilst only conceding a league-best 6 goals. It's the league's best defense versus the league's worst attack. It's the best team in the world right now versus a newly promoted side that have 1 win and a draw in 11 games. Foregone conclusion, right? But if football was that simple, it wouldn't be the game we all know and love. In fact, when you dig deeper, it appears that both sides might be riding on either side of a lucky wave. Liverpool's defensive performances have spoken for themselves this season. Virgil van Dijk remains the best centre-back in the world, whilst pundits are saying Ibrahima Konate might be the best performing defender in the Premier League, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is putting up defensive numbers we've never seen from him before. Yet, according to FBref, they have conceded those 6 goals from 9.3 expected goals allowed, XGA. This suggests that the side have gotten a tad lucky in the number of goals they've conceded this season, but is also in line with both Alisson and Kevin Kelleher having above-average shot-stopping prowess. Not conceding from 1.4 and 1.2 XGA against Manchester United and Aston Villa, respectively, stand out. Are Southampton unlucky? Southampton, meanwhile, have scored their 7 goals from 11.9 expected goals, XG, this season. In the complete converse to Liverpool, it suggests that they have been unlucky in front of goal or have a team of poor finishers. Not scoring from 1.8 XG against Newcastle and only scoring once from 2.4 XG against Ipswich are the most clear examples of this. Poor finishes from Ben Brereton Diaz and Adam Armstrong with only the keeper to beat against Newcastle, and Cameron Archer being denied from point-blank range multiple times against Ipswich will do that. Whilst their overall XG isn't tremendously high, it points to a team who are due for a few things to fall their way. Arne Slot offers Trent Alexander-Arnold injury update. Alexander-Arnold, 26, suffered a hamstring injury in the final game before the international break, against Aston Villa at Anfield. It was speculated that the defender would be out for 2 weeks after the blow, meaning he would be in contention for the Southampton fixture this weekend. However, speaking at a press conference on Friday morning, Arne Slot stated that Trent was not training with the team ahead of the game but added that he hoped he would be back soon. "Trent isn't training with us yet, but he is getting there," he said. "So we expect him to be back with us soon. Liverpool's next two fixtures after Southampton are against Real Madrid in the Champions League and Manchester City in the Premier League. The England international went down against Villa at Anfield just after the 20-minute mark, clutching his hamstring. He was replaced by Connor Bradley, the Northern Ireland international who is again expected to deputise for Trent this weekend. Alexander-Arnold subsequently missed England's two matches in the UEFA Nations League, against Greece and Ireland, in which Curtis Jones took a starring role. It was previously revealed that Trent had been playing through the pain barrier, having picked up a knock against Finland in the previous international break. Liverpool still have several top stars out injured alongside Alexander-Arnold, with Alisson Becker not yet training with his teammates and Diogo Jota and Faderico Chiesa'S still absent. More encouragingly, Harvey Elliott is back with his colleagues, according to Slot, although it is not yet known whether he will make the squad for Southampton. Liverpool completely forgetting another key star amid Big Three contract talks. Jurgen Klopp's all-conquering team has been slowly dismantled and the great manager himself decided to part ways with the club at the end of the 2023-24 campaign. It has been emotional goodbye after emotional goodbye. While it isn't impossible that Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk all pen new deals at Anfield, it does seem unlikely, meaning at least one more emotionally draining farewell is on the cards this summer. And only then, when we know what is going on with the skipper, the vice-captain and the legendary forward, will the majority of people start looking ahead. As things stand, it doesn't get any easier. The contract situation at Anfield is a mess, to put it lightly. Liverpool's Andy Robertson contract problem. There's been no mention at all of the fact Andrew Robertson is out of contract in 18 months. In normal circumstances, this would be a topic of conversation most weeks. After all, it is a big story. A key part of this Liverpool team is, as things stand, set to leave Anfield on a free transfer at the end of the 2025-26 campaign. There should be daily debates on whether or not he should be getting a contract renewal. There should be arguments over whether he's on the wane and discussions about whether the Reds should look to cash in on him this summer. All of the usual discourse. Just as was the case with Gini Wijnaldum, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino and Joel Matip. Just as is the case with Salah, Alexander-Arnold and Van Dijk. Instead, anything centered around the number 26 right now is just getting lost in the "not this summer" noise, along with things that simply aren't at all comparable or similar. So, let's talk about it. First things first, losing Robertson would be a blow, both on and off the pitch. He's a character and part of the leadership team at the club. Replacing him in the dressing room would be almost impossible. Replacing him on the pitch might be a little easier. The Scotland skipper hasn't been in the best form this season and was singled out by Gary Neville earlier in the campaign. He struggled against Noni Madueke in Liverpool's 2-1 win over Chelsea and then followed up that showing with another disappointing first half against Arsenal. Bukayo Saka rinsed the 30-year-old for the opener, putting the fullback on the floor before lashing in the opening goal. Robertson was then dropped to the bench for wins over Brighton and Bayer Leverkusen before returning to the starting 11 for the game against Aston Villa. The former Hull City man recently opened up about those difficult few weeks. The last couple of games have been on the bench and I got doubters for the first time in a long time, first time at this club. But it suits me in this position. I am trying to prove people wrong again. I am a lot older and a lot wiser now than when I came in. When I first came in I was only 23, first time playing for a big club. I have been here for 7 years and won everything, played in a lot of big games. I am a lot more experienced and a lot better at switching off from everything like overreactions and things like that. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.